Sublime and Generous Intelligence, Spinoza and Ruyer on the Infinite Intellect. This is the abstract of a presentation I will be giving at the Metaphysical Society of America at the 76th annual meeting at Yale University, the birthplace of the Metaphysical Society of America, at the conference in March titled Metaphysics and the Authority of Intelligence. Here's my abstract. At the heart of early modern rationalist metaphysics was the idea of an infinite intellect, the mind of God, and it formed the basis for both ontology and epistemology. What value can such a grandiose notion have today? I argue that despite its apparent excessively speculative opulence, it presents not only a viable alternative to contemporary views of representational cognition and artificial intelligence, but is consonant with trends of metaphysics from Whitehead, with eternal objects, to Ruyer, with ideality, as well as amending enactivist accounts of embodied cognition. For Spinoza, the intellect is not just an activity or product of human consciousness. It is the very interconnectedness of reality and nature. Intelligence is not finite or static. It's not an actuality, but a virtuality that implicates more than it contains. Furthermore, intelligence is axiological, grounding activity and virtue within the understanding as a force of expansive power. A key feature of the Spinozan intellect is that it is like the integral of a curve. It can be, on the one hand, simple and indivisible, while on the other, implicates an infinitely complex analysis, differentials, and tangents. Take his favorite example, the idea of a triangle. There is a simple apprehension expressed by the phrase, a three-sided figure with interior angles adding up to two right angles. The affirmation of this idea is expressive of an infinite number of different possible triangles. Furthermore, the idea is not static or constrained to this particular apprehension. The idea of a triangle can be used in a new application, such as solving problems related to parallelograms. Ideas and the intellectual interconnection of its infinite implications is open to multimodal expressions and propagations of insights into new domains. Ruyer goes a step further by tracing an axiology of embryonic intelligence. Even without a brain, the embryo grasps a sense and is capable of invention. The network of dependencies that characterizes ecological systems and neural networks is the same as the linkages that connect ideas, but the order and connection is not without specific patterns and impossibilities. Not everything can be combined with anything else in any way to make anything. Same goes for ideas. We must follow the grain. Yet, new connections can be made. Not in any way whatsoever. We need to find what works, as in mathematics, where knowledge is synthetic, compositional, and only certain organizations open themselves to our insight. A geometer cannot doubt their knowledge because they operate and accomplish its efficacy. You could not gaslight them into believing they don't know what they know. This revelatory clarity is the primary characteristic of scientia intuitiva for Spinoza, and constitutes a sort of freedom. We look at his axioms and then to adequate knowledge to examine species of intuitive knowledge. Not only is adequate knowledge power, but it is a power that is expandable without depleting itself. It can grow beyond the laws of the conservation and dissipation of energy. It is a regenerative and renewable power that we share.